What up, worlds? I'm Steve. You guys are the crypto crew, and this is where we keep crypto simple and easy to understand. Today's video, we have an exciting one. Bitcoin breakout update. We're going to cover some good news and some bad news with this breakout. Now, if you guys are new here, we welcome you into our crypto crew. You definitely want to subscribe. Hit that button right now. Turn on that bell for those fresh new videos. Everybody's biggest question is when should I buy and when should I sell? If you have that question, I want to help you make a powerful change here in crypto. My intermediate class, which is linked below, gives you step-by-step when to buy and step-by-step when to sell, and I make it simple. And I also have a series for everybody that's new, the beginner series. So do yourself a favor, sign up to those classes. I want to help you make that big change and help you build that retirement. You deserve that. Now, let's jump into the video. We're going to start with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the big dog in the market, and that's going to dictate what everybody else does. But we're going to cover 5 other coins. That's for you guys, the crypto crew. You love the altcoins, but some of the other altcoins are looking very exciting and some of them not so much. So we're going to get to those during this video. So let's start with Bitcoin. Where we left off is we were having a potential down movement, and we said, hey guys, in the next handful of days, the next week, we're going to have a breakout in Bitcoin, and it's going to be a nice one. So when we left off, the stochastics were up here. We were still moving down, and we hadn't had a cross yet. We got a cross on the stochastics, and we look like we're heading up. There are some warning signs that we're going to talk about. However, things are starting to look really positive. And as we get into Ethereum, you're going to see where Ethereum is. It's kind of like 2 days ahead of Bitcoin. Now, in the middle here, we have our RSI. We are looking really solid. This orange line that I inputted here is the most critical line in the RSI. On the daily chart, it's hanging out at about 56. It's the most critical line for the past 2 years of support and resistance. So we're right on that line, and we just had a bounce off of that line. Great things. Now, if we look at the price action, there's one point of concern I have just for the short term. It's that we're met with some resistance here, which in these 2 candles, in this candle yesterday is at our resistance, and the candle today is at the resistance, as well as these bunches of candles from about a month ago. So I want to see us move just above that to confirm this breakout. So if you see Bitcoin getting up past 10K, that's going to be the next big milestone. Anytime in crypto that you have a big round number, if you guys were into crypto when Bitcoin reached 1,000, it was monumental, and we were met with a lot of resistance to pass 1,000. Same with Bitcoin 5,000. For those of you that remember that, there was a lot of resistance to get over 5,000, and then when we did, we went on a nice run. Same with 10,000. The last time we passed 10,000, it's a big psychological number, and the media is going to really run with that as soon as we pass 10,000. So right now we're kind of hanging out below 10K, and we're trying to build up some momentum to get over it. I do expect us to get over it, but in the short term, we might be met with some resistance. Now, let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Our next move, as we've been talking about for a long time, is testing this level, the most critical level in all of crypto. This is going to dictate the next several months in crypto. If we were to get above 11,500 and confirm as support on top of that, that's monumental. But we're going to have to see how the charts look when we get up to this level. And we're going to struggle with this level, just to put it bluntly. It's going to be a tough one to pass. When we do, that's when I will take Bitcoin 6K off the table as a potential. So this is going to be a big level. We're in the big picture. That's what we're testing. Now, I want to point out one other thing that is very interesting. And I also just want to be open and honest with you guys, as I always do. That's deep rooted in who I am. And I'm very self aware of what's going on. And I need to share that with you guys. To put it bluntly, I'm not going to be right every time. Okay? You're not going to be right every time. In fact, there's no human on planet Earth that will be correct every time. We're not one of these channels that says everything's going to the moon and all this hype and fluff. We keep it real here, and that's what I'm doing with you guys right now. Now, I've been open and honest, and I've said I'm not going to be right every time, but I just want you to understand that no human, Warren Buffett, is not right every time. And we'll get more into that at the end of the show. I have some announcements to make to you guys, but more things from the heart so that it's more clear. One thing we mentioned is that when we were having this period right here, we were due for a cool down. The momentum in Bitcoin was dropping. That 95% of the time, that means the price of Bitcoin will drop. Just look at the history. We had a big momentum drop here. The price dropped significantly with momentum. We had a big momentum drop here. The price dropped significantly with momentum, as you can see on the chart. We had a momentum drop here. Price dropped significantly. We had momentum drop here. Price dropped with it. We had momentum here. Price dropped. You can see it's in my advanced classes, we talk about false signals. Every indicator on planet Earth has false signals, so we have to identify those. But the reason we did not get a price drop with this momentum, it showed big strength, and that's a good thing. That's something we need to be excited about, but not too excited. We have to control our emotions. So when we had this consolidation period, this cool down for the past 10 or 13 days, while momentum dropped, it just shows strength. It's very rare, but we have it. It's strength. So it's something to be excited about. Now, let's get into the next coin, Ethereum. You're going to notice, and we've talked about it, Ethereum is a lot more powerful than Bitcoin. With this entire move, Ethereum has seen about 122% gains, where Bitcoin is hanging out at about 50% gains. Ethereum is also 2 days ahead of the trend, meaning when Ethereum started to move up, it was about 1 or 2 days before Bitcoin. And this next move, you know how Bitcoin has, if we zoom in here, Bitcoin has this resistance, the same on Ethereum for these couple candles and over here. Ethereum has already passed that. So if Bitcoin was going to continue to follow this trend tomorrow, or potentially the next day, Ethereum is going to pass that resistance. Bitcoin will pass that resistance on its chart that we talked about. So Ethereum has a big move up. It's confirmed. We have a cross on the stochastics. We have a bounce off of the RSI, that line, the orange line that I put in. And by the way, to all my intermediate students and advanced students, you guys have all of these charts. You can follow along as we speak. This one's called ETH, USD, as well as all the coins that we cover here. That comes with the advanced classes and the intermediate classes. Now, we're going to go over to Ripple, see what's happening with Ripple. Again, all these altcoins are for you guys, the crypto crew. I love the feedback, and we'll continue to do these coins for you guys. What you'll see on Ripple is we had huge resistance for many months. And just the past month or so, we have been able to hold that as support. It's no longer resistance. So Ripple is changing the momentum. The momentum in Ripple is no longer continuing down. We are in some consolidation period, and we're going to have a move up. So be prepared for that. Ripple also just broke the stochastic. We had a cross above the 20. Now, for those of you in the advanced students, you know that what that entails. Let's move on to the next one, EOS. Again, congrats to everybody holding EOS. This has been the star of crypto the past handful of weeks. Now, if you remember in our past videos, we were talking about EOS, and we were covering EOS, and it was on a really big run up, and everybody predicted EOS to the moon. EOS is going to keep going, but we live in reality, and we tell it like it is. And I said, guys, this is overextended, and based on mathematics, we had gone up a normal amount where we start to see a pullback in crypto. And I warned you guys of that, and we saw a pullback. And it was a bigger pullback, 35%. We also mentioned that this critical level that we drew on the chart here with the RSI, that's been critical for the whole history of EOS, we mentioned, hey guys, we're probably going to drop. We are at an RSI of 90. And we mentioned we're probably going to drop right down to this level. And EOS has done exactly what we talked about. But again, I will reiterate, I'm not going to be correct every time. It's not possible. It's not humanly possible. And that's an important thing to really understand. We were spot on with EOS. We've made some incredible predictions of the market, as you guys know if you watch our videos. But we have to understand that no human is going to be right every time. So if you guys are trading in crypto and you expect every trade to be successful, you're not living in the real world. There's two reasons why people are not successful in crypto or investing in general. And actually 95% of people fail. That's the cold truth for you guys. 95% of the people will fail in investing. And that's for two reasons. One, emotion. Emotion is a money killer. We really focus on emotion in my class series. If you guys are always looking at your phone to check the prices and you feel anxious, you feel worried, and you're just confused, that's emotion. It's a money killer. We have to control that. The second thing is you have to have a solid strategy that is built to win more often than you lose. Everybody's going to make losing trades, but you have to have a strategy that wins more often than you lose. It has to be a very sound strategy, and that's what we focus on here. So I just wanted to drill that point home. That's how you become successful, not by winning every trade, by having a sound strategy that is built to win more often than you lose. And that's it. That's as simple as it gets, guys. So that's EOS. Expect EOS to have a bounce, guys. EOS is probably going to bounce off of this line. We're about to have a cross, and we may have another little run up in EOS. We'll have to see how that plays out. Next up, Cardano, my baby, my third favorite coin on earth. It really drives me crazy that we don't have enough data. Cardano came out about 3 months before this point, so we don't have all the data to work with. That's why you see the moving averages are a little bit confused. We still have a critical line here. We bounced off of it. Cardano's in this situation that's a little bit funny because we don't have enough data. So it's kind of hanging out in this situation where it might want to go down. Okay, you can see the stochastics here. It's not quite, it doesn't have a clear direction if it wants to go up or down. It's kind of consolidating. Our RSI is a little bit overextended for how I would like it. I wish we would have a bounce off of this, but we're holding steady. We consolidated, and we'll have to see what Cardano does in the next handful of days to a week. Next up for you guys, a Litecoin. Litecoin is in an interesting situation. You can see we had a big cross in the stochastics. We actually bounced off of the 20 in the stochastics, which acts as support until it's broken. It acts as resistance. We had a bounce off of there, and we had a clear bounce off of the RSI. RSI is hanging out at 63. The critical level on the daily chart is for Litecoin is about 50, and that's for the history of Litecoin. So you can see that we have played some a little bit of support here momentarily in the midst of this bigger bear market. So we've held pretty strong resistance. We had a little bit of support, strong resistance, and now we're back to support. It's looking like we want to move up. We've had some nice candles the past couple days, and we've cleared our most recent resistance, and now we're battling with this level. This is where most crypto is battling right now, is back here about a month ago, now about 3 weeks ago. This section of the charts are what we're battling right now in most of crypto. Ethereum is a little bit ahead of the game, where Ethereum is a couple steps ahead of everybody. Ethereum is kind of leading this charge. So everybody else is kind of lagging behind. So we'll have to see if they follow Ethereum, or Bitcoin could take a turn, and that dictates the whole market. So the good news is everything is looking great for a move up. The bad news is Bitcoin is dealing with 10K, Bitcoin 10,000. It's a psychological number. There's going to be a barrier there that it's going to take some power to break through. And when we do, it's a good sign. And the big level that we're watching here is this 11.5. What do we do? If we can break through that and confirm as support, that would be incredible for the history of Bitcoin, short-term and long-term. Are we going to pass this eventually? Absolutely, 100%. It's just a matter of when. But I think it's going to be some time, and it's going to take some effort to get above that. Now, I do have some announcements for you guys that I want to talk through. So let's jump into that. Something really exciting that you guys are going to like that I want to start on this channel. Before we get into it, I don't know what happened to my OBS, everybody. I think the way it looks for you is there's these the black bars on the side. If you know how to fix that, please let me know in the comments. I use the same settings every day, so I don't know how this happened. So please would love your help with that. Next thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is an idea I have to make this channel even better. And it's something that I want to do at the end of every episode, and we'll call it rapid fire questions. So let me know your questions about crypto, and I'm going to take 1 or 2 or 3 and we'll cover them rapid fire. I don't want them to be like normal. I'm not like a in the box kind of person. I'm quite out of the box, hence the hat and the pink jacket and the way that I chose to live my life traveling around the world. Anyways, please let your questions be something interesting that more people will have that same question. So when I answer them rapid fire at the end, it'll affect a lot of lives. What we want to do on this channel more than anything is learn. I want everybody watching these videos to learn. Take something away from every video. So don't ask a question like, what are your thoughts on EOS? Those are boring questions and they're very normal. So everybody will ask me, oh, Steve, what's your thought on Litecoin? Please don't ask me these. Ask me something more interesting like, hey, Steve, is Bitcoin 6,000 still possible? That's interesting, and probably a lot of people are wondering that. So we'll start with that rapid fire today. Leave your rapid fire questions in the comments, and I'm going to take a couple. So is 6K still possible? Yes, until we confirm above this level. Everybody is quite bullish on Bitcoin now. I am not going to be bullish until we pass this level, because in the big picture, all of these moves that we've made for the past 4 to 5 months are exactly the moves we made in 2013. This big run-up that we see here, this big run-up that we saw here, that's exactly to the T what we did in 2013. In order to change that, we have to confirm above here. So 6K is still in a possibility. It's not probable, but it's possible. Just like the Bitcoin 3,500, I think that some people are still confused with that title. But if you've watched our videos, and thank you for everybody for confirming in the comments. Sometimes there's a lot of negativity in the comments, but you guys, the crypto crew, come through with your positivity, so I appreciate you guys. But Bitcoin 3,500, to clear the air, that was a worst case scenario, and we said it in about 15 videos where Bitcoin 3,500 is possible but not probable. So just to clear the air with that one. A couple more things to talk about. The website, my website is coming very soon, working very hard on that. And I can't wait for you guys to read the reviews. So I asked all my students, hey guys, if you want your review on my website, please answer these questions. And that has brought such a big smile to my face. Guys, I put my heart into my classes. I give it my all for my students, and it really shows through in their reviews, and I can't wait for you guys to read them. And if you're not a part of my students yet, you're gonna love it. You're really gonna love it. It's if I can put it really simply, you're gonna learn so much. It's really gonna make a big change in your life, and that brings me so much satisfaction. So I look forward to welcoming you guys in. Like I said earlier, if you have a question of when to buy and when to sell, that intermediate class is for you. It's linked below. Sign up to that, and I'm going to help you build your retirement. If you guys are completely new to crypto, I have a beginner series. Starts right from step 1, and it's going to be everything that you need to know as a beginner. So that's also linked below. You guys may have heard me reference the advanced classes. We did a pre-sale for those. They sold out. I'm not accepting any new students for the advanced, but I will launch the advanced class in about 3 weeks from now. So stay tuned for the launch of the advanced classes. It goes over Bollinger Bands. It goes over Fibonacci retracements, day trading, swing trading, investing. It talks about long-term strategy, short-term strategy, step-by-step, how to make swing trades, a lot of stuff. It's really, really a phenomenal class. I can't wait for you guys to see that. And congrats to everybody that signed up to the pre-sale. Let me see if there's anything still on my list. We're good. So let me know your rapid fire questions and we'll get to them on the next video. We're going to keep you posted with what's happening here in this breakout. But again, a lot of good signs to look for. So let's celebrate, guys. So thank you so much for watching. If you still haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? There should be some picture here. Hit that subscribe button, and there might be another click for another video. Watch another video, but have a beautiful day, and I'll see you guys right back here for the next video. Peace and love to the crypto crew.